Hello friends, welcome back to the new tutorial of the Sequelize. Today we are going to learn about the custom repository pattern with Sequelize in Node.js. Those who haven't subscribed my channel yet, please do subscribe my channel, and if you like the video, please do like, share and comment on my video. Let's get started. So what do you mean by the custom repository? So the repository pattern is a design pattern that abstracts the database access logic into separate classes, that is repositories. This helps in decoupling the database logic from the business logic, reusability by providing a centralized way to interact with the models, scalability by making it easier to modify the database logic in one place. So this is a structure that we are going to make it. So first of all, make a config folder. So let me just close this and open this Node.js project config. Then we have to go with our next part, that is database.js. We have already made. So let's create the database.js file, okay, for the Sequelize configuration, right? So here I'm going to create a new file, that is database.js, and we are going to put this code over there. So this is our database connection file, okay? So make sure you have to install the Express, Sequelize and the MySQL too, okay? So this is what we are going to done. This is done, okay? So database name, I guess the database name is, let me just check. Any database we can use, that is mydb, we can use mydb, right? Okay, so mydb, username root, password would be admin123 hash. Okay, save this. This is our database connection, right? Create the config database.js to configure the Sequelize. Okay, then we have to add this one, okay, to authenticate that the database connection is, this one is correct, the credentials or not. So this is for the authentication part, the database connected. If something goes wrong, we will log the error, that is database connection error. Okay, then we have to create the models. So create a model folder, and here we have to go with the user model.js file to define the user model. So here we have the model. So let's create a new file, the name user.model.js, and here we are going to add the models. Okay, so here we have this Sequelize with user and sync the database, then export it. Okay, so this is basic model file. Here you can see that user, okay, and this is config database name and the email, model name, that is user, and timestamps and the paranoid to be true. Why? Because it's enable the soft deletes. Okay, and when I add the timestamp, that means enables the created and updated at. Okay, so this is the model part. Now we have to create the user repositories. In the repositories, we have to go with user.repository to handle the database. Okay, so here we have the repositories. No, so let's create that one. Okay, so let's create that repository section. So here we go with repositories. No, delete, it's not in the route section. So in the, it's on the here repositories. Now here we go with the user.repository.js. Okay, so let's create that file, and here we are going to add the logic to handle the database operations. Okay, so here we have this create user, everything like delete, update and everything over there. Okay, so these are the logics. Here you can see that. So database logics to handle the database operations. Here we can see that user create, user find by primary key, user find all. Okay, so all these are the database related operations. Go with the repository user.repository.js file. Now export this. Okay, module dot export, that one. Okay, user repository. Now we have to go with the services. Okay, so let's create the service to handle the business logic. Okay, so in the services, let's add the new file with name is user.services.js, and here we are going to add the business logic like user repository.create user with the data with id and everything, and then export that services. Okay, so this is what we have done, right? So create user by id, get all users, then update the user and then delete that one. Okay, so this is done. Now we are going to go with the controllers to handle the API requests. Okay, so here we have the controllers, right? So let's go to the controllers, and here we are going to create a new file user.controller.js to handle the API request. So here we are going to create the routes for this, then export this. Okay, then we go with the server.js file to start the application. So this is the server.js file. Okay, so here we go with this one. So server.js file, server.js, and here we go with our code base. Okay, so this is done, right? Controllers, users, and the in which port it should be listen, all are added. Okay, so let's run it. Okay, node server.js. Okay, and the database is connected, everything is there. Okay, and the port number is 3000. Let's go step by step. So this is the main file, that is server.js. Let's go to the controller and the endpoints. Okay, then we have routes. So here we can see that we have a routes, right? So first, that is a post request, that is create a user. Okay, so users of, because in the services we have the function or method that is create user, right? And what it requires, the data from the body that we are going to send it, and that it will create the user. And here you can see that in the user repository dot create user, and where create user is there, it's in the repositories, right? So user dot create method will create that user. So this is the sequencing that we are doing. Okay, so let's go to the routes again, not this routes. Okay, let me just go with the server.js, control E, server.js, right? So here we have the user routes. Okay, so user routes, this is come for this one, right? And this is controller, right? So where we have defined all the API endpoints. Otherwise you can separate out also like this one. The routes you can create, and the user routes, here all you have the routes, and with the controllers you can just use that one, that part also. Okay, so this is also the way that you can do. So the create user, right? So user services create one, so let's do the one thing that create that user. Okay, let's go to the endpoints, that is this one, slash user, and let's create that one. Go to open the postman. Sign in. I don't know which ID I have signed in. Check if you are signed in. File, new tab. Sign into your web browser to continue the postman. Copy the URL. Okay, let's open. Okay, so here we continue with Google. I don't know which. Yeah, this is that one. Continue. Let's see, is it logged in or what? Okay, home. Let's go with our workspaces. My workspace, new tab. Mm-hmm, where we have to go? HTTP requests. Okay, what's going on? Home, integrations, workspaces. I don't know what exactly it is coming up. Let me open again the Postman. Yeah, now it's coming. Okay, so let's add it. No, not this. Let's go with the here. Copy this route, make a post request, body, raw, JSON, and we have to create the JSON object, this name and the email. Okay, so let's add this. I will make it this one, that one. Let's send it. Okay, it's created. Go to the Postman and check. I think it's my DB something. I hope so. My DB is there. I think it's users or what. Let's check. Yeah, not this one. Users. Yeah, this is that one. Okay, so this is what we have added, right? So you can also take a test of this one. With this you can create this one with id2 is there. Okay, so this is the create one. Hope you understand. Right now get all the users with the get request. Okay, so this would be the get one, get users. So you can see that all the list of the users we have. Okay, and the user service get all users. So get users there, user repository or get all users, and here this user dot find all. Okay, now find by id also we have to do it. Okay, controllers get by id, so I'm going to pass the id. So here I need the id over there, I guess. One, get this one record is there. If I go with the two record is there. And how it works, get user by id. Here id we have to pass, and find by pk will help you to get the record of that id. Okay, moving to the next part, that is this is done. Update a user, so you will use the put method, and param body should be id and request body should be like this. Okay, so here now we have to change it, it will be a put, right? And route would be the same, just put the id on the top, and I'm going to make it like Rajni. And Rajnikant 22 dot at the rate gmail.com something. I'm going to update irrespective of the second id, right? Send it, update it. Let's see it, second id, and it's updated. Right here you can see that. So update part is also done. And update user update with id and the data. First find, if user is not there then return null, otherwise user dot update method will update the data. Okay, next controller we have go with the delete part, right? So delete user, need the params id. Okay, so delete user, and here you can see that user dot destroy, where id should be like this. Okay, so here I'm going to just make sure I'm make a request that is delete, and send it, and user deleted. What will happen over here? So here you can see that it's a soft delete because we are using the paranoids, right? So it is deleted at is added over here. Okay, so this is what the custom repository is. Any doubt, any query in that, do let me in the comment section. Thank you so much for watching this video. Have a great day.